Chelsea fans, oh yeah, gather, come, let us have a conversation. A lot of things are happening at Chelsea. It was not the start Chelsea envisioned. All of us, we didn't like the start, but this is also expected. Let's talk about everything that's happening at the football club. If you put into perspective that Chelsea, this is the first time a lot of clubs are going into preseason with having only one game and then coming back to face another team that have been having preseason for 5, 6, 7, 8 games, you understand that it's not an easy one. A lot of teams are ahead of Chelsea. A lot of teams have prepared very well for the season. Chelsea are spending majority of their time fighting for the Club World Cup, and then after the Club World Cup, there's a huge break, and then after the break, the season starts. You cannot just really judge the squad by the two preseason games they played against AC Milan and Leverkusen. You can see the physicality level of Crystal Palace. You can see the way they were fighting. You can see Chelsea did not have the mental toughness to push through. Because ordinarily, Chelsea should be able to push through to get something in that game. But if you check that game holistically, now that the emotions are already done, you will see there's a lot of positive in that game. First of all, Achim Pyong, to be able to stop Mateta, giving Mateta a rating of 6.5. This is a player that normally believes in big defenders. Tiny Josh, tiny Achim Pyong was able to stop that guy. And if you put into perspective, it's a positive one. Another positive you can look for the game is that Reece James was able to play majority of the game without injury. That is another good one. Cucurella played very well. Where Chelsea had problem is how to progress the ball from defense to midfield and then to attack. Cole Palmer did not have the best of games. I believe the passing lane was not really open, and the players are still trying to learn themselves. And then Enzo Fernandez did not have the best of game. Then Neto did not have the best of game. João Pedro was not really feeded the ball properly. But Gittins also struggled a bit, but it is understandable. Crystal Palace is the team that defeated Manchester City and Liverpool in their last two competitive games. And you know that these are two teams that are ahead of Chelsea already. So for Chelsea to even try not to lose against Crystal Palace, it is a positive. I know on the other side it's a negative because Chelsea fans want the team to win. But if you put everything into perspective, Crystal Palace is not a walkover side. You have Mateta, you have Eze, you have Sa. Then you still have Watton in the midfield. You have Guehi that is very strong at the back. Then you have Munoz that is flying forward. They have a very good team. Very, very good team. And one of the worst formations to play against is three at the back. Especially for attacking team or team that's keeping position. Look at how Arsenal we are struggling against Manchester City, against Manchester United three at the back. It's always very, very difficult. But I believe, like Obama said, that the season is a marathon, not a sprint. From now, the players will start recovering. From now, the energy will come back. From now, things will improve. From now, everything will start going very well. You can see as though Maresca was not really, really happy, even though he said that the players tried their best to be able to compete for 96 minutes. It doesn't take anything away from the team because if you go and check the fitness level of Chelsea players and Crystal Palace players, they are miles apart. So Chelsea were able to compete, and that game is, by the way, first game of the season, draw at Stamford Bridge. Now Chelsea will be looking forward to the game against West Ham. That is now where the challenge starts. Away to London Stadium, Chelsea must try to win. Crystal Palace played a draw with Chelsea, but West Ham, we are beaten heavily by Sunderland. I think 3-0. So Chelsea going there is expected to win. Let's see whether Tosin will be able to come back because Tosin is very, very pivotal on the way Chelsea want to play. Then that bringing me to the defense of Chelsea. We have had a lot of talks about Chelsea trying to buy new defenders, go and get a new defender, go and improve the squad, go and do a lot of things that people are already talking about. But the reality is that the club believes that Chelsea have enough defenders. Achim Pyong is there. There is Asemino. There is Badiashile. There is Fofana. There is Tosin. There is Chalobah. The numbers are so much. I am understanding from the club perspective, business-wise, it doesn't make sense to go and sign another defender. From the manager's side, I understand no other player can be able to play that centre-back. But you only buy new defenders when you're able to move on these ones at the disposal of the club. There's no how you'll be buying new defenders when you've not found solution for Chilwell, no solution for Disasi, no solution for Asemino, no solution to other players, and then you're still buying defenders. It's abnormal. So, but from the manager point of view, he wants to win. Let's hope that Chelsea can be able to find alternative solution and Tosin can remain fit. And then Badiashile can come back, Fofana can come back, they can be able to complement the squad. Because you can see the way especially Chalobah played in the game against Crystal Palace, he was struggling to progress the ball from defense to attack. Always going to keep him waist to one side like this, run that pass in the middle. He was not able to do it. But let's see, the manager have also shown that he knows how to find solution. Let's see what Chelsea can be able to do. Let's see whether Tosin can be able to stay fit. Chelsea should be able to win, against West Ham and then kickstart the season. Chelsea are the world champions, but just know that the Premier League, no game is easy. Every game is a war, and let's see what happens. Then coming to outgoings, Nkunku have been the big one of late. Bayern Munich want to take Nkunku on loan. They don't want to pay. I like the fact that Chelsea are now holding their ground. You don't just run Chelsea straight for nothing. It doesn't make sense. You have to pay something for you to be able to take Chelsea players. This loan nonsense should stop. And the club is making a huge effort to say no to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich that sold, their player to Al Nassr, Coman. They collected money. They don't want to buy another player. They bought Luis Diaz from Liverpool, 60-something million. When it comes to Chelsea, they are now trying to hold back. They want loan. Chelsea said no. Nkunku is a valuable player. And Nkunku is valuable to Bayern Munich. They need him in that number 10 role. They know they need him. So Chelsea are saying, pay for Nkunku or not. In fact, right now, Marcel Bell, who is the director of Bayern Munich, are now progressing the conversation. They want to secure Nkunku as quickly as possible. Chelsea are now saying they don't mind keeping Nkunku in the squad, that they will not be forced to do anything. The same thing Chelsea did with Kani Chukwuemeka. Dortmund came with loan this, loan that, with obligation to buy. Chelsea quickly rejected that. A lot of clubs are interested in signing Kani Chukwuemeka. Chelsea are now saying, buy him full time. Take him or not. Or just leave him. Then Sterling, let's see what happens with Sterling and Chilwell. Let's see what happens with Datro Fofana and then the Disasi. These are players that are Chelsea are looking for a solution for. Then another player is Viega. Viega, I think Villarreal sent an offer for Chelsea for Viega. Chelsea said no, it's not enough. Chelsea wants Viega to be sold for around 40 million euros. The same amount Chelsea want to sell Nkunku. So Chelsea are now saying, buy Viega or leave him alone. And now, a lot of English clubs have now stepped into the deal. Remember, after the first game, some teams will start being scared. They will now want to go into the transfer market to sign players. Chelsea are now positioned themselves in a way that Chelsea can be able to make deals. Apart from that, Nicholas Jackson have started attracting interest from Aston Villa. Aston Villa, after playing a draw against Newcastle, they now started to think that they don't have the attacking cover. Remember, Nicholas Jackson was also on the list of Newcastle. Aston Villa have now added Nicholas Jackson to their list. Chelsea are now ready to reduce the 80 million they want to ask for Nicholas Jackson. Probably something around 50 could be able to do the deal around this time. Chelsea wants Nicholas Jackson, Nkunku, all these players to leave. Remember, Chelsea have sold some quality players, João Felix, also Noni Madueke, Broya, Ugochukwu. A lot of these players, Chelsea are still looking for more outgoing. And then Chelsea are now saying that once these outgoings are completed, next move, Xavi Simons. In fact, according to reports, Xavi Simons will play his last game for RB Leipzig this Friday. I think they have a competition to play with Bayern Munich. I think this Friday. I think after this Friday, he will not be able to move to Chelsea. I just hope that this Friday, if they use him, he doesn't get injured, because this is also what spoils, the transfer of players. That after this Friday, he'll be able to move to Chelsea. Chelsea have agreed around 60 million. Let's see what Chelsea can be able to do. Garnacho, Chelsea are still haggling with Man U. Man U need inflow. They want to sign a goalkeeper. You can see that Ruben Amorim have said that Onana is now 2 players behind. Man U need a goalkeeper. So if you put all these things into perspective, they need money to sign goalkeeper. So Chelsea are now saying Garnacho for 30 million. Who knows? Who knows which one Chelsea will do right now? Let's see whether Chelsea can be able to get Garnacho. Then after Garnacho, I think, and Xavi Simons, I think defensive cover, I don't know what the club can be able to do. Let's see whether they can be able to find a solution. I believe in Chelsea will still do something great this season. I believe, at the beginning of the season, the players have not adapted. Estava Williams is another one that had an electrifying performance. He could have scored a goal. He could have scored a goal against Crystal Palace. He played very well. I think he will have a very bright career at Chelsea Football Club. But if you put all these things into perspective, you will see that the club is moving forward. The club is moving forward. The new players need to gel. I'm not a fan of when the season starts to start bringing in players. I wish there could be a way that all these transactions can be completed. But Xavi Simons is needed. After watching the game against Crystal Palace, assuming Chelsea plays, Xavi Simons could have been able to play like a winger and be able to be drifting inwards. So Chelsea will be able to need him. Enzo Maresca also said that, look at Chelsea have only Tariq George and Gittins, and you can see Gittins have not adapted fully. The Premier League is still trying to adapt, so you need Garnacho instantly, and Garnacho coming means that Tariq George will go on loan. Let's see. A lot of things are moving around at Chelsea Football Club, but as a Chelsea fan, are you still optimistic? I am. Let me know what you think in the comment section.